All right, so that's an extensive profile and biography of the former IGP David Asante appeared to. So I've been joined in the studio by Adib Saani, who's a security analyst. Shortly we'll be going on the Skype to also speak to Adib Saani. These are two men with a lot of in-depth understanding of Ghana's security situation. Thank you, Adib Saani, for joining us in studio. I'm sure you've monitored the performance of the former IGP since he was appointed into office somewhere in 2016. What's your own analysis of his stewardship?
Well, first of all, for some of us within the security landscape in the country, we received his appointment, the news of his appointment, with some sort of elation, because we know his credentials, we know the rich local and international experience he's gathered over the years. As a matter of fact, for a conflict analyst like I am, I think one of the surest ways we can deal with the conflict situation, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, and with the crime situation we're facing in the country, is by digitizing some of the crime fighting techniques we have. And being the former Director General of the ICT Department of the Ghana Police Service, I found it very much in line with the way things should be done. When he became the IGP, there was a lot of changes within the police service, apart from the fact that he has also been very instrumental in the investigation of certain crimes, like it happened in Ghana when some 30 women were killed some time ago. He's also taken part in investigations outside of Ghana, including the war crimes that were committed in Liberia, and even a ranking member, so to speak, of the investigation team that looked into the killing of some Ghanaians in the Gambia. He's been able to crack a lot of cases, including that resulted in the retrieval of some 588 kilograms of cocaine worth over $30 million. So
kindly hold on for me. I'm going to go live now to Skype to speak to Adib Saani, who's also a security analyst. Adib Saani, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for joining us here on Midday Live. Your colleague Adib Saani seems to have very high marks for the former IGP David Asante page. I don't know if you also share similar views about his stewardship. Well, I'm afraid Adib Saani is unable to. Adib Saani is unable to hear us. I'm going to return to Adib Saani to continue with his own analysis. Adib, you seem to have very high marks for the former IGP, but a lot of people have said that his administration since 2006 has been marred with lots of controversies. Started with the activities of vigilante groups and what have you. We saw the kidnapping of girls in Takoradi. A lot of things have gone terribly wrong since 2017.
Well, it's a fact, because when you take a closer look at the crime reports, for the past few years we've had crime increasing by the day. Just recently, the Bureau of Public Safety released their first quarter 2019 report, and it points to the fact that there's been well over 40% increase in violent crime, murder, manslaughter, robbery, and even assault. So it's only an indication of the fact that the practices, the strategy we currently have on the ground is not working, and the height of incompetence is obviously doing the wrong thing over and over again, hoping it will become right.
I mean, so just by the usual recruitment and reinforcement within the police service, for someone like Mr. Alassane, who was former IGP under the John Mahama administration, he's been credited for the visibility within the police service. That is one thing you can't take away from him. What do we know Mr. Apietu for?
Well, I don't know whether it was the visibility recouched into transformation or the other, because we know that he came out with the police transformation, and there was so much talk of wanting the police to be of international standards.
What transformation means what?
Transforming the whole police in terms of retraining the officers in line with modern crime fighting techniques on a daily basis. I speak with lots of police officers, and there's a culture of silence within the service. And trust me, some of the things they say is very disturbing, because some of them, before they joined, when at the time they joined the police service, let's say 10 years ago, the training they had is what they are still using to fight crime today. So it is not surprising to have a situation where the criminals are always a step ahead of the officers because they are not retrained frequently.
Again, Mr. David Asante appeared to looked pretty much helpless when it came to the issue of vigilantism and dealing with them.
For a simple reason, because there's been so much politicization of the police service, and until we have an IGP who would harbor the capacity, all right, the ability to make a conscious, deliberate, progressive attempt to detach politics from the police service.
And how is that possible when the appointment of the IGP is always almost done by a politician? How is that
the problem is, before they become IGPs, they always have good intentions. They have lots of strategies they have in their mind. When they become IGP, they are going to implement. But immediately you come and you allow yourself to be controlled by the politicians, we have these issues coming up. No wonder some have raised issues over the acting capacity of an IGP, because obviously he would want to be confirmed. So it is highly likely, I mean, human nature, whatever the politician says, they go by it. Apart from that, it also gives room for unnecessary, needless lobbying, undercuttings, underdealings within
the police
hierarchy, because they know full well that our boss has not been confirmed and anyone can have the job. So you see, it diverts the attention of the IGP from very serious national security issues to fighting for survival. And I think we have to make a conscious attempt to change all that. And one of the biggest issues, of course, I have not just within the police service, but across board, including public sector organizations, is the issue of contracts. You know, it's time for someone to go, yet they write with all sorts of excuses and justification, and the next minute they are given contract. And when you are in that position, it is highly likely that, I mean, whatever the political masters say is something you're definitely going to follow. So in my opinion, before we'll be able to fight the scourge of vigilantism, let's put the law aside, because we have enough laws to deal with illegalities and criminalities in the country. But before we'll be able to fight it, one of the most important institutions that has to be equipped, okay, to be able to fight the scourge of vigilantism is the police. And it is only possible when, like I indicated, we depoliticize the police service.
So good. Enough of the fine, English speaking and all that. What is the one thing that Mr. Apietu can be credited for?
The transformation. A lot of things were done within the police service. A lot of
transformation has gone on over. Transformation is not.
But it's not enough.
Transformation is a gradual process. There's been transformation over the years. So I just want you to name one thing. Just like we can talk about visibility for Mr. Alassane. What is that one thing that Dr. Peter can be remembered for?
Well, what I'm trying to say is, obviously, before a transformation can happen, there should be someone to kickstart the whole process, and it is something he has to be credited for. Though I have my misgivings about the way the police service was run. But I know to some extent.
What's his biggest failure?
His biggest failure has been the increase in crime over the period. The records are there. I mean, this is completely devoid of politics. This is hard, solid, empirical facts on the ground. The police records are there, and when you ask them why crime is increasing, they tell you, oh, now we have more Ghanaians reporting to the police. But no, it goes way beyond that. So I think there's still a whole lot of work that can be done. But he has done something. On
a ranking of 1 to 10, where would you place him?
5.5
average.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Adib Saani is a security analyst. You're still watching Midday Live here on TV3. Let's now do our MTN video report today, which is on our citizen journalist Emmanuel Odonko. He reports on a malfunctioning traffic light at La T Junction in the Greater Accra region.